And welcome back to the 2024 Aramco Formula 4 Saudi Arabia Championship, certified by the FIA. We're coming to you live now for the Qatar Grand Prix, or Gulf Prix I should say. This the final race of the event, the fourth race this weekend here at the Lusail International Circuit. From the 14th to 16th of March, an absolutely beautiful circuit it is, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic event so far, with a lot of racing, a lot of new podium winners. We had Faisal Al-Kubani in race 2 and Omar Al-Drain in race 3. Speaking about race 3, let's have a quick run through the classifications. In first position we have Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani in the yellow number 18 car, driving for Saudi Arabia. He's followed closely by Faisal Al-Kubani, the silver bullet, in the silver number 7 car, his compatriot. Andrei Petrovic rides into third position in the red number 49 car, driving for Serbia, increasing his chances in the championship standing by finishing in front of rival Federico Al-Rafai, while Oscar Wirtz rounds off the second row of the grid. Amna Al-Kubaisi and Sagar Al-Mashurj take up positions 5 and 6 in the purple number 88 and the light blue number 5 respectively, while Aurelia Nobles and Kirill Kutskov come in 7th and 8th position on the finishing results of the last race. Federico Al-Rafai in the white number 10 car takes up P9, while Solomon Zanfari in the orange number 52 takes out the 10th position of the race. Hamza Al-Kubaisi and Jabir Al-Thani line up in positions 11 and 12, while John Shaw, Rodolfo Burbio, Abdulaziz Abu Zanada and Laura Villas round out the top 15. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it is a night race this weekend. The schedule running from 8 p.m. until 12 a.m. And in just a moment, we're going to go down to Marcello Puglisi, one of our fantastic driver coaches, for a quick run through the starting grid and a few interviews with some of our brilliant young drivers. Let's head over to Marcello now.
Here we are back on the grid for the last race of this amazing weekend, still by night, and let's get some word with the driver of the championship. Federico Rifai is leading the championship. He will start in pole position for this race. So Federico, what are you going to do for the race? You want to pull straight away from the beginning, or maybe you will try to manage the tire at the beginning and see what's going to happen at the end?
I'll try to get a good start off the line, try and save the tires as long as I can, and just try and build a gap if I can.
Good luck, Federico. So let's get some other words from Hamda Kubaisi, that is starting from P2. Hamda, another front row star. On the first race, you were doing really well at the beginning, then you lost a little bit the pace, but I think now you have a really good chance. Your tires seem to be pretty good. So how will you manage this start of the race?
Yeah, I think just focusing on having a good start, and then managing the tires towards the end. I think in the first race I pushed too much at the beginning and I lost a bit the fronts towards the end. So yeah, it's all about managing the tires, and I learned from that. So we'll take it for now for race 4.
So good luck, Hamda. Let's go on with another girl of this championship, Aurelia Nobles, that joined us for this race. She's part of the Ferrari Driver Academy. So Aurelia will start with new tires, starting from third position. Well, you are in the middle of a fight in the championship, and seems your pace is really good. Will you try to pull away straight away, follow the leader, or will you try to manage at the beginning?
No, I'll try to get on pole straight away, get a good start, and try to pull a gap. And yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Okay, Aurelia, good luck for the race. Let's get some word from Oscar Fuchs, 2-time on podium on this championship on this weekend. Oscar, how are your tires compared to the other driver? Do you think you have a chance to go another time on podium?
Yeah, I definitely think I can do well this race. We've saved some good tires for this race, and I hope to continue on the form I've had the rest of this weekend. So.
Okay, Oscar, so good luck for your race. So let's get some other words for other driver of this championship. Kirill Kustov, the war car champion. Kirill, so seems like you have new tires as well. What are you going to do for this race? Let's give it all straight from the very first corner.
Yeah, I have fresher tires than everyone else, almost than everyone else, so just need to warm up them properly in the formation lap and then do my best in the beginning of the race to bring as much points as I can to the championship standings.
Okay, thank you, Kirill. Good luck for your race. So we are going to get some word from Suleiman Zampari. It's one of the quickest driver of this championship. He's struggling a little bit on this race, but Suleiman, luckily you are again on the first row. You think you can manage to get at least a podium for this race? We were missing you on the podium for this weekend.
That's the main aim, is to get a good start, pass the guys in front, do the maximum as I can, and we'll be on the podium. I'm very confident.
Thank you, Suleiman, and good luck for your race. So that's all from the grid of the last race. Good luck, everyone, and just enjoy the race.
Very much, Marcello, and we're just about to get into the start of the race. The time now, 23:52 local in Qatar at the Lusail International Circuit. We're just about to get underway in race 4, the final race of the weekend. In a few minutes' time, the pit lane exit will go green, and indeed it has just done so. As you can see, the cars proceeding out of the pit lane in their grid position order. They will go around the track one time, stop on their boxes, and then the green flag will be shown. They will go around the track one more time, and then they will stop once again for the final time this weekend in their grid position boxes. All 5 lights will go on one by one, and as they go out, we will be underway. I'm joined now by Luca Felipe. Luca, of course, our fantastic driver coach here this weekend. Luca, it's good to have you as always.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately we are towards the end of the weekend, which has been phenomenal, I would say, for every aspect, since the circuit itself and the level of the drivers that every day is getting higher and higher, and now we have at least 10 drivers that are able to win races.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And talking about those 10 drivers and talking about winning races, let's see who's on pole for the final race of the weekend. We have Federico Al-Rafai in the white number 10 car in the left-hand position, the pole position on the front row of the grid, alongside his compatriot Hamda Al-Kubaisi in the purple number 8 car. They are joined by Aurelia Nobles and Oscar Wirtz on the second row of the grid in P3 and P4 respectively. Aurelia driving for Brazil, while Oscar drives for Austria. Kirill Kutskov and Suleiman Zanfari take the third row on the grid in P5 and P6 respectively. The light blue number 23 just ahead of the orange number 52. Fourth row of the grid is Sagar Al-Mashurj and Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani. A fantastic showing in the last race by Omar put him on the top step of the podium for the first time in his professional career. The fifth row of the grid is occupied by Amna Al-Kubaisi and Faisal Al-Kubani in cars number 88 and 7 respectively. P11 and P12 is Andrei Petrovich and Laura Villas, just ahead of Jabir Al-Thani and Abdulaziz Abu Zanada, while John Shaw Rodolfo Borbio rounds out the grid.
I think I counted 9 different drivers on the podium so far, and we could have more, because I'm sure Kirill and Aurelia as well, and Amda also have the opportunity to do it if they made a good race, as we see Amda and Aurelia starting second and third in the fourth race that we know that is the race based on the pure speed of the fourth fastest lap. So it's not just in terms of speed, but it's also in terms of consistency and being able to make those tires last. So we could even have, more drivers that have been on the podium in the same weekend, which is really phenomenal, because it means that these drivers, they can push each other to an higher level by looking at each other's data, fighting together, racing together, and it's been incredible, the improvement they have done so far.
It really is. I mean, you can see Omar up on the podium. You can see Faisal up on the podium. I mean, this is their first year in Formula cars. Some of them, it's their first year in anything,
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. But anyway, off we go on the green flag lap now. Luca, as always, will you tell us what's going through the mind of these young drivers and what they need to do to get the best possible start for the final race of the weekend?
So, this is the final race, and this is one of the most important of the weekend, if not the most important moment, because everybody had the time to do his best or her best to improve his driving, and once you are in the last race, you try and put everything together and go home with a smile on your face. With doing well in the last race is important to all these guys.
You know what's a nice problem to have, Luca? Finding space for all of your trophies in
Oh,
your
yes,
suitcase.
yes, absolutely. I fully agree.
Well, here we go now, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time of the weekend. Luca, can you talk us through the circuit?
Fantastic, amazing circuit. We're racing here by night, 5.6 kilometers, 16 corners. We arrive in the first section of the circuit quite fast with all 4-gear corners, and then down to third for turn 6. And then we have this triple apex corner that is 12, 13, 14, keep turning, carry a lot of speed, 5th gear, and 5th gear for the second last corner, 15, and also for 16, while we have a little bit of a braking, but we haven't seen yet an overtaking. Maybe we can see it now for the last race of the weekend. It's fantastic, the flow you find and the rhythm when you drive around the circuit. Fantastic surface, new asphalt, and it's really amazing to make race weekends on these international Formula 1 circuits.
Yeah, I agree. Do you really think it's possible to make an overtake at turn 16? I thought it would have been not enough of a braking zone.
Exactly, but I always thought that by carrying a lot of speed in the second last and being able to have more momentum, you could, but nobody did, so maybe I was just optimistic.
Well, maybe you should be out there showing them how it's done, Luca.
I mean, I had my time doing junior formulas when I was more or less at their age, and I'm really happy to be here trying to give a little piece of my experience, and they will make their own experience, and they will have also great memories about what they are doing today. It will be there forever.
Yes, indeed. Well, you can see that everybody's taking their positions on the grid. You can see on the right-hand side of your screens Federico Alrafai in the white number 10 car pointing towards turn 1, while the purple number 8 car of Hamda Al-Kubaisi points towards the outside line. Quite evident of what these young drivers are planning to do at the beginning of the race, and in just a moment we'll see exactly what's going to happen there. The green flag lap now. This is the race start now, ladies and gentlemen. As we come down into turn 1, we can see Aurelia Nobles trying to make an excellent move into turn 1 as they go side by side with Oscar Wirtz and Kirill Kutskov and Steiger Almashirj and Suleiman Zanfari, while the proceeds through turns 2 and up into turn 3.
Great stuff by Federico. He was able to pull a little gap while Hamda retained second place. Aurelia in third. Kirill Kutskov trying the outside around Aurelia Nobles, but we also have Wirtz on the inside. Watch out.
Yeah, Kirill went a little bit wide on the exit of the last corner. Wirtz taking advantage now, but it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, it's reversed again, and now Oscar Wirtz has gone wide on the exit of turn 6, and it looks like he's managed to hold on to it because they're almost 3 wide through turn 7 now.
So this is some of those things that we will probably review after the race. But it's a nice fight in the first lap. Everybody wants to gain track positions, and we have again the two light blue cars fighting.
Yeah, we saw in race 2 they took each other out, and we hope not to see that happen again as we come through turn 10, which is actually where the previous incident happened. But the positions are reversed now, with Kirill Kutskov in the number 23 car just ahead of Sagar Masherj in the number 5 car. Coming through turns 13 and 14 now, the final sector of the track. You can see at the front of the grid Federico Al-Rafai is starting to stretch his lead, but Hamda Al-Kabasi and Aurelia Nobles aren't going to let him get away with it that easily. Meanwhile, the back of your screens, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the yellow car of Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani is right up behind Solomon Zanfari and looking to get further up the standings in this race. As we come down the main straight now, we have 9 laps left to go with Federico Al-Rafai still the leader of the race, followed by Hamda Al-Kabasi and Aurelia Nobles. But Oscar Wirtz is very close to making a move on the Brazilian driver, and Solomon Zanfari is perhaps even closer to making a move on Sagar Al-Masherj, while Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani seemed to have backed off a little bit in the final sector of the last lap. All drivers setting good times on the opening lap, and we can see Aurelia Nobles going fastest overall in sector 2 and Federico Al-Rafai going fastest overall in sector 3. As we come down now through corners 5, you can see that the green car of Aurelia Nobles in the Brazilian car, the Brazilian driver is really pushing at the front of the pack now, and she is closing down on the drivers in front of her.
Yeah, watch out to Aurelia Nobles and Kirill Kuskov, because they both have brand new tires, so they can really try and maximize the extra grid that we will have potentially from the next lap. Maybe it's a little bit harder to warm up, so the first and second lap they have to hold on to their positions, but then they can have a little bit of a grip advantage towards the first, third and the middle of the race. In fact, also Kirill now, after struggling a little bit in the opening lap, is now again closing, while the guys around, like the 2 white cars and Amda as well, they also have fresh tires, but they have 1 run on those. So let's say how this little mileage delta will make a difference or not during the race.
Well, we heard from Kirill Kutskov with Marcello Puglisi at the beginning of the race in the grid walk that Kirill, that's exactly his plan. He's got basically new tires, and he's going to push for it as hard as he can, and indeed he just went fastest overall in sector 2. But it is Sagar Al-Masherj fastest overall in sector 3, his teammate, and the gap between the 2 drivers is less than 0.5 of a second as they come down the start-finish line and into turn 1 now.
So, yeah, Aurelia and Wurtz is really close to her, but Aurelia was also closing down on Amda. Is again a similar race to what we have seen so far to race 1, with a group of the leaders that is very tight, all of them with the same pace, and it's hard to make a move when you have the pace that is so similar and so even between these guys. So every potential mistake will count. Track position will make a difference, so already starting position and the opening lap is a good opportunity to put yourself in the right position. But let's see if anybody has found some pace that they can make some overtaking.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was about to interrupt Luca Philippe to tell you that Kirill Kutskov just went fastest overall in the first sector, and you can see that represented on track because he's been trying to make a move on Oscar Wirtz, the white number 11 car, just in front of him. Luca, if you had slightly better tires than the driver in front of you, what would your strategy be here?
So this is the time. Now is the time to make it work, because then it could even up the difference in between the middle of the race and the end of the race, while now maybe Aurelia has a little bit of a grip advantage over Amda, and Kirill could have a very little advantage over Oscar. So now is the time, if they want to and they can, to try and pull out, let's say, the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, well, it's been a lot of magic this weekend so far, so I wouldn't be surprised at anything you tell me. And, well, these young drivers nonetheless do keep surprising me as we come now through turns 2 and 3. I'm really excited to see if Federico can hold on to the top spot, but I'm more excited to see what Andrej Petrovic is going to do, because he just went fastest overall in the last lap, and in order to maintain his championship standing at the top of the championship standings as he was at the end of the previous event, I understand that he needs to make his way up onto the podium.
So yeah, not a perfect start for him. He has now set the fastest sector and the fastest lap, so he definitely has pace, but unfortunately for him, not a perfect start. He's still not too far, but like we said, the pace between these guys is so similar that it's not so easy to overtake. But it's still quite a long race, because with 7 laps to go, anything can happen. You might have a drop off in tires or safety cars. You know, it can always happen.
Well, talking about safety cars, I mean, we had an incredibly, remarkably clean race in the last session. It was a brilliant race. There wasn't a single troubling incident.
Yes, and as it was in race 1. So generally speaking, it has been a really clean event. Of course, the reverse grid, it does make a little bit of extra action. Oh, Aurelia now is really close. Aurelia now is really close.
Really, really, really close indeed to Hamda Al-Khabaisi. But at the back of your screens, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the red 49 of Andrej Petrovic, who just did a 1:58.986, and he is more than a second faster than almost anyone else on track at the moment. So he is making his charge up the grid. And well, do you have any idea what kind of tires he's got on that car? Can he maintain this pace?
He will maintain this pace just because this weekend he has been incredibly fast and consistent. So he will maintain the pace. But he doesn't have fantastic tires, but still he is fast. So yeah, I'm expecting for him to maybe get closer to the pack. But well, this group is also fast, and they are a little bit controlling each other's pace, and it's not easy right now. It would have been nice to have Andrej in this group to fight, but still, you know, anything can happen. Aurelia's looking good.
She really is looking good here. Aurelia, of course, the green number 22 car on screen at the moment, driving in the Aramco digital team, coming around turn 10 and proceeding to charge down Hamda Al-Khabaisi in the number 8 car just in front of her. Of course, the two young ladies having competed in Jeddah against each other last week.
He got him!
And that's Andrej Petrovic in the red number 49 ahead of Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani. And I think I see a little bit of a wobble there on Omar's front wing, so there may have been a little bit of contact. Andrej will have to look out for that, because he's got a sprint, but he's also got to maintain his car as well, because there's 6 laps left to go in this race.
Wow, it's looking good as all these 3 guys and girls, they are really close to each other. And while Oscar Wurz has to defend from Kirill Kutskov.
They go left, they go right. Kuskov almost all the way off onto the runoff, but it seems like he's got in the inside line now, and he's going to take that position away from Oscar Wurz unless he can hang it in around the outside. He very nearly does, but not quite the line through that corner, and Kirill Kuskov has secured 4th position.
Very nice move from Kirill. Has at the beginning of the action, Oscar didn't quite make his life easy as he shut the door, but Kirill just overtake with the tire in contact with the line, so not outside the track, just by inches, but it was good. And it was really important because Oscar was losing a little bit of pace, and now Kirill has the opportunity to catch the group of the top 3 again. And honestly speaking, now is the time that Aurelia has to make a move. Otherwise, Kirill will arrive, and then is the fight in between 2 guys that they are only the 2 that have brand new tires. So now is the time that Aurelia has to find her way through. I know that you are in a podium position, you don't want to risk it, but if you don't do it now, then you might have a risk on having to fight with the car behind, which is definitely going to rejoin them quickly. You know, now he's in clean air and is pumped up, just overtook Oscar, and he smells the podium and he wants it. So Aurelia has to react and try and make a move now.
As they cross the start-finish line, just 0.3 of a second between the purple and green cars, but on track it does look like that gap is just a little bit too far to make a move. Aurelia having a look, staying on the inside line, but not quite close enough to make the move. Can she position herself well to come at her into turn 4, Luca? What do you think?
I think she now understood that is the right time to do it. It's not easy, but now Kirill has arrived, so you cannot really wait anymore, because Kirill will try something, and sometimes the only way to defend is to attack, and this is where Aurelia is. Not an easy place to be, but you know, this is motor racing, this is why it's fun.
Yes, indeed it is. And Kirill Kutskov now is arriving behind the green car of Aurelia Nobles. So it may be exactly what you predicted, Luca Philippe, and she may have just lost her chance.
Almost. No, she tried the inside, just tried and brake late, but she didn't quite make it. But she had a bit of a slow exit by trying the inside, and now Kirill is also really close to her.
She is indeed incredibly close, coming through corner. What corner is that there on track, Luca?
So now they are in 13, now turning into 14. I have to say that it looks like the only corner where Aurelia loses a little bit is 15, which is this one, where she's losing a little bit of ground to Amda. And this is why it looks like now Kirill is closer to Aurelia rather than Aurelia to Amda.
Yes, indeed, you can see it reflected on track. And interestingly as well, Federico Alrafai not managing to pull away from this pack. He's Amda is maintaining her gap of about 0.7 of a second.
Kirill is gonna try. He's close.
Looks like it. He's very, very close indeed. A lot closer than Aurelia to Amda. Looks up the inside. Aurelia trying to go around the outside. Is there contact? No, there's not. But Kirill doesn't quite have the position to make the move work. He is right up on her gearbox coming through turn 2 though, and is positioned well to get a good exit. But it does seem as though Aurelia gets a slightly better exit coming out of turn 2. Or that may just be the Constantina effect playing with our minds as we come down into the 90 right of turn 4 now, though it is the light blue number 23 car in P4 just behind Aurelia Nobles. Nobles holding off Kirill Kutskov for another lap. Of course, these two drivers, ladies and gentlemen, we've mentioned many times, are perhaps the two with the best tires on track at the moment. And well, this is good news for Hamda Al-Khabaisi, ladies and gentlemen, because now Aurelia has trouble in her rear view mirrors, and after the weekend that he's had, Kirill wants to be up on that podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Also because now is the phase of the race where the newer tire and the slightly more used, they start to even up. So there is basically no difference now in between pace from who started on slightly used and who started on new. So this is where it's hard to make a pass and make it happen.
Interesting that you say that, Luca, because Federico Alrafai just went personal best in Sector 1 and best overall in Sector 2, and Hamda responded with her personal best Sector 1 and Sector 2 as well, so they must have seen Kirill Kutskov well, they must have somehow seen the mirrors of Aurelia Noble to see Kirill Kutskov and have started trying to pull out their lead.
So it's also that we are trying to help these guys to maintain the concentration and also those tires. And so after 4 races, there is also an evolution of the circuit with more rubber down and so on, but also an evolution of the driving of these guys. So they are able now to just be consistent and make sure that they can keep the pace for the entire race. And with 2 laps to go, the podium is still
it's still not decided, is
no,
it? Kirill
absolutely.
Kutskov is right up in there and could take that position away from Aurelia Nobles, but it would be fantastic to see the Brazilian driver up on the podium one more time here this race. Of course, this is her first inaugural race here with Aramco Formula 4 Saudi Arabia, and we're glad to have her down with us this weekend as we come through turns 6, 7, 8 and 9 now. This is not the best place on track to make a move. We have seen some action at turn 10 and positive action and negative action as well, but Kirill seems to have backed off just a little bit. Perhaps he's going to save everything for one last ditch attempt on the final lap of the race.
So yes, we still have Federico Arifai on top, and when he's first, he's always able to manage the gap behind, and he's very smart, especially when he's leading the race. Here we have Andrei Petrovic that after not a great start, he's now trying to catch up and close the gap to Suleiman Zanfari and Sakir Al-Musherji.
Talking about Suleiman Zanfari, he had a fantastic weekend, week 1 in Kuwait, and he's been about mid-pack here, though. Have you had a chance to talk to him, Luca? What's going on with our Moroccan driver?
So, I mean, many drivers, they really raised the bar, let's say, for this weekend. They raised the level, and Suleiman is maybe the most experienced we have, or one of the most experienced. So it's normal that some of the younger drivers that are learning quite fast and super fast, and you know, the gap will get closer and closer, and eventually it's also down to preferences. There are some circuits that you prefer, and this one is anti-clockwise. Kuwait was clockwise. It sounds silly, but it is not. It's clockwise. Yeah, they're both clockwise. You're right. But beside this silly thing that I just said, it's a much faster circuit, this one, compared to Kuwait, that is elevation changing, has lower corners. You know, sometimes it's just down to one place that you like better than the other.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Well, I shouldn't say I know what you mean, but I've seen exactly what you're saying play out time and time again. And Luca, what's your preference? Are you a lefty or a righty? Do you like the slow speed or the high speed?
You know, I just like the place where I have been on the podium and where I have won the races. Normally, this is how
So that's every circuit then, isn't it?
Yeah, most of them, but not always. Anyways,
well,
this is the final lap, right? 2 corners to go, and we have Federico Rifai looking good.
Looking very good indeed. Sets the best lap of the race on the final lap. Oh well, on the second last lap. As we come down now around the final corner, we see Federico Al-Rifai in the white number 10 car taking the checkered flag for the UAE, just ahead of Amda Al-Kabaisi in the purple number 8, while Aurelia Nobles fends off Kirill Kutskov in the light blue number 23 to earn 3rd position and the final step on the podium. Kirill Kutskov comes across P4, while Omar Al-Walid Al-Durrani, while Oscar Wertz rounds out your top 5 ahead of Sagar Al-Musherj and Solomon Zanfari. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I need to head down to the podium, but I'm going to leave you in good hands with Luca Felipe. That's really it for me from the weekend. I hope to see you again next time in Jeddah in 2 weeks' time. Take care and see you soon.
Thank you, Aaron. And here we have the top 4. while from top 5 to the 5th, which was Oscar Wurz, there was more gap. So compared to race 1, some of the guys were able to pull a little bit of a gap, and the top 4 did an outstanding job, an amazing job, with Federico Rifai with his second win of the weekend. Good job for him. And Amda Al-Kubaisi in second. Fantastic for Amda. And Aurelia Nobels, really happy for Aurelia. She arrived this weekend with us, and she displays a lot of talent, and she's very smart in her racing, and very well deserved podium for her. And she was able to keep Kirill Kutkov at bay, the last year OK class karting world champion. So we're talking about real talent, of course. And then Oscar Wurz, very solid weekend, very consistent, at the top all the time. I think he's one of the guys that made most of the points this weekend. It has been so unfortunate for him in Kuwait, so it's very positive that he goes home with a good result. Maybe this last race wasn't what he really wanted, but overall it's a solid weekend for Oscar. Saker Al-Mosherji is been really good, especially on the used tires, as we can see also in the last laps of the races. Is normally one of the fastest, if not the fastest, on the used tires. But he has very little experience, and he's proving his talent. And Suleiman Zanfari, as we discussed before, something just not quite clicked as he was maybe hoping for, but still is in contention for the title, definitely, as he's been very fast and consistent. And then Andrei Petrovic, same thing for him. He is at the speed, but sometimes just a little bit compromised by the qualifying from Friday, from yesterday. So qualifying again, it has been crucial. So because of that, in today's race, he had to start at the back, and even if he had a very good pace, it wasn't easy for him to come through the field, and he was able to overtake few cars, but just ran short in position 8. Omar Alderayan, after winning race 2 in P9. So here we have the final classification of race 4. The winner is Federico Rifai. Second, Abdal Kubaisi. Great end of the weekend. Aurelia Nobels, what a debut in this series with a solid podium in race 4. Fantastic. Kirill Kutkov, P4. Solid weekend. Unfortunately, he didn't get one podium, but overall a very, very positive weekend, as it was for Oscar Wurz in 5th. Very solid, many points, many podiums. Saker Al-Mosherji, really good talent. And Suleiman Zanfari in the hunt for the championship. Not his best weekend so far, but we will be back for Jeddah for sure, as Andrei Petrovic a little compromised by qualifying, but he has shown a great speed and potential. As Omar Valid Al-Rayyan, the winner of race 3, real fighter, great talent. Amna Al-Kubaisi also on the podium this weekend on race 2 with a very solid defending. Faisal Al-Kabani, a winner for us also in race 2, and very good job this weekend. Laura Villars in 12th. managed to keep behind Abdulaziz Abuzanada, Jabor Altani for his home race, and Juancho Probio. Yeah, really good. It was a really clean and solid race for everybody. I don't think there is not much to look at in terms of stewards behind the scenes, but for the rest, I have to say that it's nice to see that these guys, they are improving race by race, and when we see a mistake-free race like we just have seen, it means that they can really focus and improve race by race. So let's hear what they have to say from the podium finisher, and I really want to know from Aurelia Nobles in third place what's his air feeling and what he has to say, what she has to say.
Aurelia Nobles, first weekend here for you. Podium on the, I would say, most important race where all the quickest people were in front. I know that you were hoping for something more. At the beginning, I saw you were catching up pretty quickly over Hamda, but then at the end you had to control over Kirill. You couldn't try to find a space to overtake.
Yeah, I had a very good start and I was faster than Hamda, but with the understeer it was really hard to overtake. I was really trying, and then Kirill was catching up, so I had to defend, and then I lost the gap with Hamda. But I think it's a good end to the weekend. I showed the potential and I showed that I can fight for the top 3, top 5. Of course I wanted to win, but yeah, I think we did a good job.
Yeah, for sure. You were faster from the very beginning of this weekend. Are you going to join us also for the next races?
I mean, that jet I'm not coming. I wish I could, honestly. I think it would be really nice to see where I am. But yeah, it was a good weekend, and I'm happy I came here.
Okay, thank you, Aurelia. Really good job again.
Yeah, we really wish to have Aurelia back, as she did an amazing job, and she fit perfectly in our series in terms of her speed, her racecraft, and her talent. And so definitely was a pleasure to have her with us this weekend. She's also doing Formula 1 Academy. Let's hear from Hamda Al-Kubaisi.
Hamda Al-Kubaisi, second on the fourth race. After a weekend, maybe you could bring home more points, but still really good result, clean and solid race. At the beginning, were you just managing, or were you just in trouble, I don't know, with different pressure compared to the other?
Yeah, I was trying to just manage the tires. As I said in race 1, I think I pushed too much at the beginning and I really messed up the fronts. So I tried to take it easy, let's say, in the first few laps, and then I saved the tires a bit, and it helped a lot for the end of the race. And for, like, let's say race 2, race 3, I think we sacrificed the tires. We used really old tires, and I think it was worth it now, so we got the podium, so it's good.
Well, then this podium for sure paid off all the sacrifice you did in the second and third race. Really good job. Looking forward to see you on the podium again.
Yes, she must be happy. She did an amazing job. And we are looking forward to see her in Jeddah after she raced with F1 Academy. So definitely she has a good opportunity there. And let's hear from the winner of today, race 4, Federico Arrifai.
Federico Arrifai, another win on this championship. You're still leading the championship. How was the race? The beginning was easy for you, standing close to the other, but at the end you were trying to, I think you even did the quickest lap time on the second last lap.
Yeah, so I had a good start. I was trying to conserve the tires at the start, trying to avoid graining. And after a bit, with a few laps to go, I just decided to give it my all, and yeah, I think that's when I did the fastest lap.
Well, now we are going to Jeddah for the next 2 weekends. I don't know if you have been already testing on the track on the simulator. It's quite tough track, really close to the wall. What do you think?
No, I haven't driven on the sim yet, but obviously I've seen the F1 races and the track looks really cool. For sure the racing will be very good there, and I'm looking forward to going.
So good job again, Federico, and see you until the next time.
Of course, I bet he's looking forward to racing in Jeddah, as it must be a fantastic race circuit, and being also a winner of today. So let's hear also from Kirill Kutskov, position 4, very solid race.
Kirill Kutskov, really good and solid race. You were overtaking, getting really close to the 3rd position. You didn't make it, but because you didn't want to risk too much, or just you didn't find the right spot to overtake?
Yeah, it was a good race. For sure not the best one, because I was expecting a better result on fresher tires than other drivers. But I think it was quite good. Spent a lot of time to overtake Oscar, but of course could be better, but I'm still happy about the result. I didn't want to take that high risk into turn 1 there when I had an opportunity to overtake Aurelia, but I think it's still a good result for me, and for sure I wanted to just bring it home, you know, for the championship.
Well, that moment at T1, you almost had her, but then you were standing too long on the brake, or just didn't want to do a mistake?
No, I wanted to send it, but then in one moment I understood it better to don't. And also when I pull over alongside her, then there was also a reference I had always during the race here on the outside in the braking point, and then I couldn't see it, and I missed the braking. I braked too early there, but then I was like quite not that much sure with my move there, so I decided to keep it.
Really good job, Kirill. Looking forward to see you on the podium in Jeddah.
Yes, so Kirill Kutskov, like we said many times, is the OK karting world champion. So the winner of the world championship that all the Formula 1 drivers wanted to be when they were at his age, when they were a kid, super young. So let's see what this race has delivered. Race 4 of the Qatar Formula 4 Saudi Arabia weekend. Amazing start from Federico. Amda second, and we see side by side Oscar Wurz and Kirill Kutskov. Oscar managing to stay in front of Kirill, but that didn't last too long. Kirill had a little bit of troubling putting his tire up to temperature, but then when he found his pace, he was able to overtake. And here we see Petrovic, and that's the move from Kirill on Wurz. In the meantime, Andrei Petrovic was able to gain positions, and he was pushing hard and coming through the field, but unfortunately his race start wasn't great, so that has ended his aim of going a podium. We have seen also Kirill Kutskov trying on the inside of Aurelia, but Aurelia managing to keep the position, and Federico Rifai, winner of today, and Amda Agubaizi and Aurelia Nobles on the podium. What a view here in the Qatar International Circuit. Fantastic circuit. Let's see the start again. Definitely, as we have seen, especially in race 1 and race 4, it was the key of the race, as the pace from the drivers was very similar, and we have seen a very good start from Federico Rifai. Also a good start from Amda, but just not quite enough to fight for the position. Aurelia, really good job in keeping the 3rd position when Oscar Wurz was looking for the inside. Then a nice fight in between here in between Laura Villers and Jabor Altani, and Aurelia Nobles has to defend to Kirill Kutskov, and this gave an opportunity to Oscar Wurz in trying the inside. And this fight kept going over and over, with Oscar Wurz able to keep his position, which was 4th position, to end the first lap. Then Kirill and Aurelia, they had brand new tires, so it took a couple of laps for them to find the grip, and then their pace was really good. Beside this, we see from the drone the fantastic start from Federico Alrifai. Wurz also had a good start. He tried the inside of Aurelia, but he didn't carry enough speed to try and overtake Aurelia. This is the group going from turn 1 into turn 2. And we see also side by side Kirill Kutskov with Oscar Wurz fighting for the 4th position. So again, we have to thank everybody here in Qatar for the support, everybody from the Losail International Circuit and everybody from the organization. It has been a fantastic weekend, a fantastic venue, fantastic circuit that we hope to come back definitely next year. As we hope to come back actually to all the circuits we've been to, because they have been amazing. We've been to Bahrain for the trophy event in December. We have been to Kuwait at the beginning of the season for a double header, and here we are in Qatar, another fantastic international circuit, and we are looking forward to Jeddah for the final double header of the season. Jeddah is our home race, as we are Formula 4 Saudi Arabia, so it was the perfect place to end our season, our first season as Formula 4 certified by FIA in Saudi Arabia, as the first ever motorsport championship organized in the Saudi Arabian Federation. So I would say that is nice to be in Jeddah, and our future winner will be the champion in the Saudi Arabian soil. And also it's important for us to race in all these amazing Formula 1 circuits, international circuits, where these drivers of the future can learn and race and build their own experience. Here we see turn 1. Turn 1, it has been one of those places where we've seen some overtaking. You see illuminated is a sort of an arena, really nice grandstand, where definitely I'm sure for the F1, WC and MotoGP it was a really nice place to watch this race. I had the opportunity to drive around the circuit with the Formula 4 cars in these days when I had to shake down some of those Formula 4 from our championship, and it has been a blast. Like it's really nice to drive around this place. It's technical, it's difficult but fun, and also the technique that you have to learn and the sensitivity you have to build to maximize the lap around the circuit is it's very demanding. It's something that you have to build lap by lap. So I'm sure that the experience that these guys they made during the season is really, really valuable. Absolutely. We have no doubts, and being very grateful to be here in Qatar. We also host a driving academy for the Qatar Motorsport Federation selected drivers. We had 4 karting drivers with incredible skills and talent that have been driving our Formula 4s around the weekend, and we hope to see them very soon in our championship, maybe on this podium. As now on the podium we're gonna see our top 3 finishers overall.
In third position we have
Aurelia Nobel's in third. Fantastic for her. and Hamda Al-Kubaisi. Great end of the weekend in second.
Position atop the top step of the podium, we have
Federico Al-Rifai, the winner of today, race 4. Fantastic race from these three guys.
And now, please, may Mr. Frank Vasseur present the third place trophy. And if you'd be so kind, the second place trophy. And of course, the first place trophy.
Give us a nice smile, guys and girls, as you made an amazing race. Be proud of it, be happy, as this memory will last forever.
And now for a quick photo opportunity.
And these three are the overall top three finishers of the last race of the weekend, and the last race is race 4, that also gives the maximum points available, and is also the last race that lets you go home with that nice taste of satisfaction when you are on one of these 3 steps of the podium. So I'm sure that these 3 guys and girls, they will go home happy and proud. And now we'll have the podium of the top 3 rookies, as we really believe in giving rookies the opportunity to shine. Petrovic in third, Almosherji in second, and Kirill Kutskov in first, as is the winner of today rookie category.
And if you'd be so kind, the second place trophy. And of course, the first place trophy. And now for a quick photo opportunity.
Yeah, so there they are, our top 3 rookies. And on the right hand side of the screen is Peter Thompson, the promoter of the series. And it's really something that is I like to see rookies with little experience being able to fight and learn in these categories, and sometimes beat also guys with more experience, and which we have seen more than once during the weekend. So this is also important to have the rookie class, but like it often happens to see a rookie winning the overall class, like it's happened with Petrovic and with Alderayani, and some other drivers, of course, finishing on the podium. So we now present the ladies category, as we have a group of girls that they are not just super quick, but also super motivated and skilled. And all these 3 girls, they also represent themselves and their teams in Formula 1 Academy, with Amna Kubezi in third. That in F1 Academy she represents Racing Bulls, and Aurelia Nobles she represents Ferrari Driver Academy, and Amda Kubezi she represents Red Bull. So they are really high talented racing drivers.
And now for a quick photo opportunity.
So it's the best picture we could ever had, looking at these three talented girls on the podium. And I take the opportunity to thank everybody for this race weekend, for this event. It has been amazing, and looking forward to Jeddah for the final double header of the season. And Jeddah is gonna be also the place that will decide our very first winner of the Formula 4 Saudi Arabian Championship, certified by FIA. It was Luca Filippi alongside Aaron Thompson that was presenting the podium as well. So thank you everybody, and see you in Jeddah.